And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We have Dr. Danish Ali at Arch Point Pain Institute back to answer all of your questions here on The Factor Uncensored. And of course, Dr. Ali, we have you in place. We're praying we don't lose you this time. So let's take a look at some of the viewer questions out there. Now, this is from a viewer from my Facebook page. Where did the variant come from? What caused it?
So the variant is from a mutation that happens. These viruses quickly mutate. They change their genome, they change their DNA, their RNA, and that's how we are getting these different variations. And I do anticipate that we'll have another variation as this virus continues to manipulate, mutate, and change its biological form. I do anticipate that there will be another variation of it. So that's where it came from. It came from a spread of the genome itself.
Okay. Now, how do you know if you have Delta variant or just regular COVID-19?
So most cases, over 85% of them are Delta variant at this time. There are specific genome sequencing that is being done right now to look at the different variations that exist. And so there are some counties, some places that are currently taking a closer look at those COVID cases. They're sequencing the genome of the actual virus itself and matching it with the Delta variant to see if in fact that really is that. And so that is happening. That happens via genomic sequencing.
Okay, let's bring up the next question from one of our viewers. Have there been deaths associated with the vaccine, Dr. Ali?
So you can get an anaphylactic shock reaction. That is a very uncommon. We're talking about, I can count on the top of my hands how many folks that may be affected with that versus how many millions of folks that have gotten this. Again, this vaccine itself prevents 99.999% of hospitalizations requiring intubation or severe illness and or death. And so that's how protective this virus or this vaccine actually is.
Is having antibodies from beating COVID enough? Should people who beat COVID still get vaccinated? That is a question from our viewer on Facebook.
So Isaiah, what we're seeing right now is that it is not enough. We are seeing cases happen again in folks who have gotten the virus itself before. We are seeing that those folks are becoming infected again. And so that immunity from building antibodies, we're not seeing it. And the reason is because the viral count, the viral load of this virus itself is so high, so contagious, so transmissible that it is not effective by just getting the actual virus itself. What we are seeing is that the vaccine helps even after you've gotten it in terms of preventing you from getting it again. That is what we're seeing in this research right now.
Now, Dr. Lee, I actually talked to a person this week who said to me, I actually had the vaccine and then I went to the doctor to determine if I had antibodies. And after taking the vaccine, there were no antibodies in my system. Does that sound right? Did that person get it right? Well, is it possible to have the vaccine and not have antibodies afterwards?
So it depends, right, Isaiah? It depends on two factors. Number one, at what point was that person tested? We know that the body makes its own response when we have a virus or a vaccine itself that we administer. And so it depends on what stage they were at that point, number one. And number two, if they in fact got both doses as well. The studies, the research that's been done, it's been shown that both doses are necessary for the Pfizer and Moderna in order to fully be effective and to combat this virus itself.
And of course, Dr. Ali, I've had this question myself. As an individual, I've had both shots of the Moderna, the vaccine. And I thought, well, maybe if this Delta is so strong and deadly, maybe I can go get another Moderna shot. Will that harm me, or should I do that? Would that be considered a booster shot?
Right, so the studies right now, and CDC is looking at this daily. They have cohort studies going on with thousands of people across the country, folks that are in the adolescent community, the high-risk folks, folks in the hospitals, essential workers. They're testing all of these folks to see if their immunity is being compromised at all at any point during the cycle of when they've gotten the actual vaccine itself. And so currently, the research is showing that there is no need at this time to develop or go get the booster shot or go somewhere else to receive another dose of that vaccine itself. Instead, what we are recommending is for those folks who are vaccinated to talk to their loved ones and to urge those folks to go get vaccinated. Family members, community folks that are in the society, employees, their community friends, those sorts. We are urging those folks to reach out, educate the folks, tell them that what we're seeing right now with this high surge, and then they can also go to the polls. The one thing that I do want to mention, Isaiah, is that the research is looking good in terms of what we're seeing right now. 70% of folks in the country have gotten the first dose of the vaccine itself, and 50% have gotten both dosages. And so we are doing very well.
All right, Dr. Ali.